So we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to Lisa. And I have to say, I had to twist Lisa's arm to get her here. She's like, I really don't like speaking in front of people. But she is amazing at what she does, and her and I have worked together on so many moves, and I just felt strongly about her being able to share her knowledge with you today. So I know that she's a little bit different than Susie in the sense that most of the clients with who Lisa works with, are moving either immediately or in the near future. So can you tell us, Lisa, a little bit about what happens when people reach out to you and how you work with them to develop a strategy based on what their goals are?
First, we would do a walkthrough. So we talk about an initial consultation meeting. What are your goals? What are your plans? How much time do we have to complete these plans? Walk through, see what your house looks like now, what you want it to look like in the future, where are you moving to. I do floor planning for people, so like this, we would draw up your house that you're moving to or your apartment, condo, and then measure your furniture and then see what fits in the space. It's a scaled floor plan, and see what we can actually bring with us and talk about that. People come to me at various stages of their moves, whether they're just thinking about it, maybe I should start, talking to someone and we're not planning on moving for the next 5 years, or we have to move in a month. So depending on your situation, if it's, I've had clients where it's a year away and we can schedule some downsizing sessions. One client I had, we would meet every Tuesday. And once I got them going, we just meet for 3 hours, try to downsize a certain area, a certain room. And once I got them going and they got used to doing that task, they didn't need me anymore. They were working on their own. And so when it was time to move, they were downsized, they were ready to go. Everything fit where it was supposed to fit. We didn't have too many clothes. And so it was much more comfortable and not so scary. And other people, when it's time to move in the next month, let's say, or 2 months, we would just concentrate on what are we moving. We don't want to look at everything in the house because it's overwhelming. We can't fix or bring everything. We can't donate it all right now. We just want to concentrate on what we're moving and what's going to fit, and then we'll come back and deal with and talk about what we have left behind after the move is complete.
Great. So the line of work that Lisa actually does is called move management. And it really is a fairly new concept and one that's become very, very popular in recent years. So for those in the audience that are unfamiliar, Lisa, can you kind of explain the concept of move management and what it is and all the various services that tend to fall under the realm of move management? You've touched on a few, but.
Move management is kind of having your own general contractor of your move. You have a contact person that you're always going to talk to. You're not talking to 15 different people of 15 different services. You have one person you're calling and saying, hey, I thought of this. How are we going to tackle this? And we go from there. We can do as much or as little of that as you want. I can take care of everything and you just relax and not worry about it, or you just need help in certain areas, we can work on those too. We develop an overall move plan, organize, sort, downsize, do some floor planning of either your current home, or you're going to stay there and we just need to rearrange some furniture, or we're moving and what are we actually going to physically bring with us. We can arrange for unwanted items. Are we going to have an estate sale? Are we going to have a garage sale, downsize and donate? What are we going to do with the extra things that we don't need anymore? We schedule and oversee movers, schedule and oversee packing and unpacking. Essentially, we want to make sure that it's turnkey. When you walk into your new home, everything's ready. You want to get a glass, you can walk in and open your cabinet, and generally your glasses are next to the sink, and there they are. So there's not any worries on your behalf. You just come to me and we take care of it.
Yeah, typically when we've moved somebody together, we tell them to go out and do something fun on the day of the move, and they show up and their bed is made and their kitchen's put away. And anything else. I mean, we could even put up pictures and things like that if that's the case. So that's pretty powerful when it's normally a very, very stressful thing. So now there's a lot of really organized people in the world. Talk a little bit about what's the difference between hiring someone like you versus getting help from Aunt Peggy, who's super organized and has moved several times over the years. Everybody's got an Aunt Peggy, so.
Right. Professionals do this kind of work every day. So they're efficient, goal-oriented. They know what your goal is and what the end result needs to be. So we're trying to get there as quickly as we can. We have tricks of the trades to help accomplish these goals. And a professional will more keep you on track than a family member or friend might get chit-chatty and, start reminiscing, and then pretty soon we've spent the whole afternoon chatting, which is great, but you didn't get any sorting or downsizing done or organizing. So professionals will help keep you on track. They will also keep your secrets. If there's things you don't want family members or friends to know, we're not going to tell anybody or talk about it. You're professional, and we're there to help you. We don't care what's going on behind the scenes. We just want to be there to help you. We also know when to kind of pull back. Are you getting tired, frustrated, sad? Is it an emotional moment and we should back away and kind of take the emotional moment, take a break, or call it a day, or push forward, keep going. So we know when to look for, or how to look for these things, and how to change course as needed.
Yeah, that's pretty important, because one of the things, our homes are very intimate places, and especially when you're letting somebody into your home, like Lisa said, you don't want to necessarily share that all, even sometimes with a friend. It is easier, think of, using someone like this as talking to your doctor about things that you would prefer to keep private, versus a friend that you want to just be able to hang out with and sometimes not necessarily share everything. So that I thought was a really important point. So can you talk about some of the systems, the very more specific systems that you've used to help homeowners prepare for a move, and how some of the people in the audience could actually adapt these systems to use them on their own at home, whether or not they're moving?
Donating, sorting through your things slowly at your own pace. We're do a cabinet a day, do a room a day, something small that multiplies over the month. If you walk into your kitchen and you think, oh, I have to sort this entire kitchen, it's overwhelming, and you walk away. You don't want to do it. Nobody does. But if you can just I'm going to take the spice cabinet today and go through that and throw away things that you don't ever use, then in 30 days, maybe you've gotten through 25 cabinets, and it's a much easier task to take small bites. Then you can also take small donation trips. Maybe you just have a Meyer bag you can go drop off somewhere. It's not trash bags full of things that we've gone through, taking small donations. If you find a charity you love, it's easier to donate your items to them. I worked with a gentleman who was a veteran, and he did not want to move. He didn't want me to help him. His wife had arranged the whole thing, and we went through his closet, which he had way too many clothes, and they weren't going to fit in his new closet, and he was 100% against it. So when I looked up the Grand Rapids Veterans Home, they were looking for specific donations of items, and they happened to be looking for clothes at the time. And I told him I would bring the bags of donate to the veterans home, and he was all for it. He emptied half his closet, no problem. So if you can find somewhere that you're passionate about, even the animal shelter or your vet, you could donate your old towels and blankets to, or somewhere that means something to you. It's easier to give to them, knowing that they're going to appreciate it. Clearing out anything in your home you don't need. goes the same way, just clearing out a cabinet and things that you don't use, clothes you don't wear, towels. How many towels do we all need? How many sheets do you really need? Sheet sets, you need one on the bed and one you're washing. So, I mean, I have too many, I'll admit that. If you have things that you're saving for family members, maybe you want to give the china set to your great-granddaughter or whatever item it might be, give it to them now. You can see their joy and happiness in receiving it, and maybe you go to Thanksgiving dinner to their house and you get to eat on the china that you've been saving for them. It's nice to be able to give it and know that it's appreciated rather than sitting in a box in your basement or in a cabinet that you're never looking at. This happened to me actually recently. Been talking to my mom about downsizing, and she gave me a picture of my aunt. She's a painter, and it's a self-portrait. It's the only self-portrait she ever painted, and my mom gave it to me for my birthday. So we had a good cry about it, but so you get to see the point. And I'm not saying give away things that you love, because you should have the things you love around you. But if there's things you're not using but you plan to give, then it's a good time. Yeah, I think that's good.
So one thing I wanted to point out on the last page of your handouts today. So this is kind of the basic downsizing system that Lisa and I have used together. So now this does have to do with if you're moving, but it's really easy to just take that top part with colored stickers, and you can buy colored removable stickers just about anywhere. And instead of, making it a big process, on a day that you're relaxed, just go through and start stickering things that need to go somewhere, things that you're ready to donate or whatever. And even if you have a person that's ready to help you, they can simply go through and look for things that have red stickers. Because sometimes the whole process of making the decision, putting it in the box, actually moving the box, that can be pretty overwhelming. But if all you're doing is walking through and saying, I don't really need this, I haven't used it, red sticker. As you're relaxed, just little things like that over time will certainly, add up to something that will start to make a difference. I had a great story from my father-in-law. So my mother and father-in-law go to Texas every year, and my father-in-law had stables. He had 40 horses at one time, way in the past. And he had these old saddles that were in the barn. He's still got a few, but he actually took some down to Mexico. They are things that people here, you had a kid that was equestrian would probably laugh at and say, I'm never going to use that. Well, these gentlemen in Mexico were very, very grateful to have these saddles. And, what a cool thing when you can find somebody who will appreciate your stuff. But I will tell you, it takes a lot of effort often to find those people. So if you're really adamant about making sure that somebody gets it that you know of, just be prepared to spend the time. I often just love the idea of finding a charity that you love and can feel free blessing and releasing that item, knowing that somewhere, you may never see it, but somewhere somebody's going to love that and appreciate it like you did. Okay, so what are some of the strategies that you have used to help clients pare down but still enjoy things that are memorabilia related or various collections? So what are your suggestions on organizing those collectibles and even photographs?
Photographs give away. Everybody has too many. No, but seriously, if you have just boxes and boxes of photos, even photos, like I have some photos that are my great-great-grandparents that I just love, but they're all sitting in boxes. We don't look at them. Put them in books. You can sort them by family. So if your son's family, here's all his pictures from when he was a kid, and you keep your favorites. Maybe make up your own book you can keep on your coffee table so you can actually look at it every day. But you don't need the boxes in the basement. Give those to who should get them appropriately. But yeah, making up photo books is a good thing just to look through. Other collections, it depends on the size of your collection. You know, I have a friend, her mom collected every collectible you could collect. And she has curio cabinets in every room, and in her basement it looks like cabinets and cabinets and cabinets with windows of all these. So she doesn't go down to her basement anymore, so she doesn't see any of these collections. And it's time at that point to sell them, give them to a family member who would appreciate them. I mean, I'm friends with her daughter, and her daughter would love to have them. So just let her take them and put them in her own home, and you can go over and look at them. Sell them, we have resources to find if it's worth anything, how we can go about selling it. Or take, if it's a collection that can be broken, you know, take your favorite 10 Hummels out of your 400 Hummels and put those in a glass box on a shelf. You know, they have wall shelves that you can enjoy them and keep appreciating them every day, but you don't have to have all 400 anymore. So it depends on what kind of a collection. As I said before, if you have anything you need to or want to share with family, do that. I did bring a shadow box. So I was keeping my daughter's baby clothes. I had several boxes because she just can't get rid of them. And instead, I took my favorite outfits and put them in this little shadow box, and it just hangs in my hallway next to my bedroom, and it's just for me, essentially. It's not decor or anything, but I donated the boxes of baby clothes to families that will actually use it instead of it growing mold in my basement. So this is an idea for any kind of a collection you have. All kinds of different shadow boxes, different depths and sizes that you can put collections in and still enjoy every day, but not have to keep all of it.
Yeah, that's huge, because we're never suggesting that you that you live some Spartan existence. We want you to have the items around you that bring you joy and that you use every day. But all the things that are the items that sit in the basement and collect dust, somebody will have to deal with them. Like I said in the beginning, someday you might as well deal with it now so that you can, live safely and have that part done a little at a time. So now I've known clients that take literally many months to settle in after they move, and often it's not uncommon to bring boxes when you move that have been moved multiple times and may not have been opened in 20 years. Have any of you done that? They're like, yeah, I have no idea what's in there, but it's got to come with me. So what are some of the things that you provide, Lisa, so that you can help clients be fully moved in directly after the move and resist the urge to have those untouched boxes sitting around for months after the move?
I was in one of those boxes for 5 years.
We offer unpacking services. So ideally, you'd have us come in, pack, move, unpack, put everything away. So when you walk in, there are not any boxes left. There's nothing on the floor. Everything's put away. You can put sticky notes on the cabinets you want things in. I want glasses here, I want my dishes here. Or we put them away in logical places, and you have the whole rest of your life to rearrange them, but they're not in a box on the floor in front of you to try to get into the refrigerator. So ideally it is put everything away, hang the pictures, make it home. One thing I have to say about boxes, I've had people not get rid of boxes because they're saving them for their kids, and not things they want to give to them, but their kids' stuff, literally, softball trophies and dance recital outfits, whatever it might be, but they got to save them, but their kids don't want them right now. You're not a storage unit. You don't need to keep their stuff. Give them a date. I need it out by X date, or I'm going to donate it. Or, if you want it, come get it, but I'm not keeping it for you anymore. It's okay to draw a boundary and not be a storage unit for them, and just, you got to come get it. So that's all I have to say. Don't keep items that other people should be taking care of.
Actually, one of my good friends, Kara, just gave me a line the other day that she's like, why do I need a storage unit? Goodwill is my storage unit. If there's anything that I need, I can literally go and buy it in one of the 25 stores that are around me. So she's like, that just serves as my, my home away from home storage unit. And I thought that was a fabulous strategy. So don't worry about saving vases. There are always more, trust me. So